There's a lot of misinformation and concern surrounding open source LLMs and their role in surveillance. Today, I'm sitting down with Global Relay's senior subject matter expert for surveillance, Robert Nowacki, to answer your questions in more detail. So let's get straight into it. There's a lot of speculation that open source LLMs won't be as easily able to detect financial misconduct because they're not industry specific. Is there any truth to that statement?
Well, not necessarily. If we think about the LLMs, the general LLMs, they are actually more fitted to detecting or extracting financial misconduct from general noise. So if they are pointed to the right direction, they are performing much better in finding what's relevant and also recognizing the noise. That also means that they will perform better with slang, different semantics, or different languages. Ultimately, it's all about pointing them to the right direction to extract what's relevant.
Do generalized LLMs lack the effectiveness and accuracy for industry-specific contexts like compliance?
Not at all. They are better at contextualization, so they use semantic vectors, prompt tuning to actually focus on what's relevant. That means that they do not require some hard-coded compliance rules and some strict financial data to be successful. If we compare them to smaller models that are built on some source data that is very domain-specific, that data often spans for like 20, 30 years, which makes a huge chunk of it outdated. Also, if it's very specific to only one domain, that increases hallucination. So actually using large language models, general ones that are just prompted, reduces that risk.
Can LLMs provide meaningful and justifiable reasons when flagging communication for risk?
Absolutely, and unlike lexicons, which is probably quite an obvious statement, they provide answers and explanation in natural language. That means that they can refer to specific context of the message so that reviewer gets very precise insights and can take the informed decision. This obviously also very positively impacts explainability of your overall compliance process.
As we know, LLMs are large in size and almost limitless in their capabilities. Does this mean they require a lengthy training and retraining process?
This is the question that we often hear, and the answer is no, not at all. They are very light touch when it comes to implementation. So that means that we want to focus on prompting them. We don't want to induce an unwanted bias by providing some narrow data sets that can be too specific and actually negate or outweigh the benefits of introducing such a large model.
A focal part of integrating any change into surveillance systems is considering the threat to data security and client privacy. Is this something that firms need to consider when it comes to LLMs?
Absolutely, but LLMs are only a threat when deployed recklessly. If deployed within a safe, secure, isolated, ring-fenced environment like ours, there's absolutely no risk of any data leakage, and all the client data is separated within every instance.
So there seems to be this narrative that LLMs are neither explainable nor transparent. Is there any truth to that statement?
It's actually quite opposite to that. So if you compare LLMs to the rules of the past that were very prescriptive, black box and so on, where it was just a binary match on something that could be completely unrelated to the theme of your surveillance, LLMs actually provide a precise explanation of why this was flagged and even what could be the next steps when it comes to investigating that.
So I guess, is there any truth to the statement that badly structured data equals bad outcomes?
Well, garbage in, garbage out. And that's as true as it is when it comes to surveillance supervision. If your data is all over the place, is not structured, then you will never get good outcomes. Because we structure our data and it goes through not only normalization, but the entire pipeline before it even hits risk identification, our outcomes will be as good as it gets.
Trust is a core concern when it comes to LLM decisions, but can we really trust them if we don't know where the data is coming from?
Oh, we actually know exactly where data is coming from. Each of those models are supplied with huge documentation outlining exactly what data was used for training, what were the specific benchmarks used, and so on and so forth. It's quite opposite for the small models, which are often trained in-house on some very enclosed proprietary data, and they may seem quite opaque.
So I guess it begs the question, can you explain if and how using AI in surveillance will change the way that firms do surveillance?
It's taking us from the simple rule checking to the actual intent detection. I can't stress enough how impressive seeing results generated by AI is when compared to just lexicons or even some basic AI. You can literally see AI extract true meaning from cryptic messages, industry slang, misspelling, and so on and so forth. This really fundamentally changes how the teams can actually focus instead of just going through some meaningless alerts to actually being able to focus on where the true risk is.
Amazing. Thank you so much for offering some great insights today, Rob. And thank you for listening in today. We hope you learn more about AI's role in surveillance.